You didn't finish it?
Wow. Hello. Welcome to our Friday stream.
Hi, everybody.
How's everybody doing out there in Twitch land? We're excited to be here with you today with a special guest star, Ashes of Creation community.
Yes. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome. We've heard amazing things about you guys.
You have a great stream. I love it.
Yeah, apparently your community is the fastest and most ever Kickstarted MMORPG community.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. We're so glad to have you here today.
So well done with that. And we are going to be looking at some questions on our Discord and on Twitch. So if you are not on our Discord, that is discord.gg/Ashes of Creation. So go on over there, get registered, and there is a channel called, what is this channel called? Livestream Q&A. Oh, that's appropriate.
Good name for a channel.
pretty good, good channel name. You can post a question there once every 500 seconds to help with the
Right, synchronized watches.
And you can pretty much post any question you want. Hopefully that's up and running right now, because I don't see any questions in it yet. So, but we'll also be taking questions from Twitch as well. So cool news, we passed 13,000 backers, unlocking the unique Kickstarter die set.
Yeah, everybody gets one.
Yeah, I know that there was some questions about how dies work in the game, and just to give you a brief answer on that, dies within the game will be one-time use items. However, the Kickstarter exclusive die set will be used to override the color of a die item you have attained. So basically, you're going to be able to use this Kickstarter die set to change a die you've achieved in game to the color of the Kickstarter die set that you want. And then you can use that on a piece of armor or whatever is applicable.
And that persists too. You're not going to lose it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And I think our next goal that we unveiled on Wednesday was the 16,000 backers, which I think we're at just about 14,000 right now.
Yeah, we're turning up real quick. You guys are turning it on the juice.
Yeah, so over 6 days remaining in the Kickstarter. We're coming up upon the $2.5 million goal. And
getting real close to releasing that race.
Ooh, that's exciting.
I know.
I'm excited about that. It's a pretty cool race, I think. And it adds well to kind of reflect another aspect of races.
What's been happening on this world?
Right, exactly. So pretty excited about that. So guys, if you have some questions, you can start asking them in...
Did you set it to 500 minutes?
No, I don't. I just send it to 500 seconds. I don't...
Open the channel.
Oh, can you open the channel?
I don't know how.
Oh, okay. I'll open the channel. So I guess we can take questions from Twitch while I'm opening up the channel. Should be read messages and send messages is available. I've never tried to open the channel from... Oh, there we go. Got it. Oh my God, it's happening.
The floodgates.
All right, very cool. So, we have a question from Reaper of Cookies. I like that name. Will you allow us to save our UI settings on our drives as well?
Yes. Yeah, that's all going to be local. We can probably pack that out into a little file for everybody to take along with them.
There you go. UI settings are savable. From Como, how will blacksmithing work? Will it be like traditional MMOs, where you have to get the materials and then click craft, or I'm trying to hold this there, or will there be QuickTime events or something to make the weapon stats better? I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a combination of collecting, obviously, the materials that are necessary in accordance with the recipes that would be necessary for certain items that you're crafting as well. And then there's going to be dials that are available for you to manipulate the stats of the item you're creating based on your crafter level and or achievements as a crafter. And then also relating to what that recipe kind of allows within the realm of that weapon's capabilities. Right. Let's see. From Slice Effect at 3View Games. For the royalty package on Kickstarter, will we be able to stream the Q&A session to our own channels? That's the royalty package is the $2,500 package?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the private Q&A?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those will
That's a good question.
probably be under NDA.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that we would not allow streaming of that Q&A outside of the group of people who are participating in that.
It might depend on what we're talking about too.
Yeah.
On that
And there could be an
particular
embargo
day.
on it as well. Like you might be able to after a
Yeah,
certain period of time.
Right.
Because it just depends on how deep and how secretive we get with what we're releasing on that and what kind of questions come up. There are definitely probably going to be some conversations that we'll have that we don't want getting out to the bigger community right at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Good idea. Okay. Question from Dozer026. The Kickstarter items will be permanent for us to use, unlimited charges, skin overrides? So that's a good question. We had a little bit of a question about mounts specifically in regards to the Kickstarter rewards. So, I mean, the mounts are actually mounts. They have unique abilities, like cosmetic abilities. For example, you know, the White Runic Steed will be able to activate a cosmetic skill that allows the runes, the emissive runes on its body to glow a little bit. The Obsidian Steed is going to have a skill that you can use which will probably cause flames to come out of its hooves while it's moving in the room for a period of time. And the Spectral Mare is going to have kind of an effects ability that you can use, which kind of lets its body, you know, kind of mist out into the world while you're moving with it. So, the way we've done it is, you know, we don't want to give you a single mount that's going to become obsolete through, you know, you breeding a new one through the animal husbandry system or coming across a better one later in the game and achieving that kind of thing. We want to be able to give you an item that we call a skin, although technically it's not really a skin, but it is sort of in the sense that you get to take that item, that Kickstarter reward, that Kickstarter mount, and you can apply the White Runic Steed item to a horse you earn in the game. And that will turn the appearance of that horse into the White Runic Steed with the abilities. And you'll keep the stats of what that horse that you earned had, which is just the appearance from the Kickstarter mount. That sticks to our principles of no pay to win. And it also allows that horse to stay with you throughout your progression in the game if you want to apply it to different mounts.
Right, 10 years down the line, it's going to be still relevant.
Exactly, and it's still going to be extremely unique.
Right.
Let's see. Drive Guido. Oh, wow.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Aside from races, what did you take inspiration from in Lord of the Rings? That's an interesting
That's a really good question. I love questions like that. That kind of stuff is always really hard to unpack, though. I could probably write a whole paper on that. Because it's hard to tell, right? Because we all grew up with you know, D&D, and we grew up
Such a
with
foundation.
Lord of the Rings, and we
Right.
grew up with the books, and
It's hard not to take inspiration from something
Right.
that's
Any of
so
that stuff.
fundamental,
Yeah.
right, in the fantasy genre.
Yeah, I mean, we're all influenced by it. We're all kind of fantasy fanboys.
It's hard to separate specifically out like what that,
Yeah.
you know, it's just so fundamental at this point to fantasy.
I mean, to me, like for me, a lot of Frodo's discovery of our use of Sting in Lord of the Rings always was really cool to me, right?
singer?
Like the sword.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Sting the singer.
I don't think Frodo and Sting ever kind of hooked up. Although that would be a pretty good crossover. But I mean, that was a weapon that had a story, that had like purpose in the world, above and beyond just being like a +1 sword, right? I think we kind of like take stats and we just make the math the important part. Whereas in Lord of the Rings, the weapon had a story, it had a background, it had a reason for being there. And that's sort of something that I'm taking with me from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Will the religion, this is from Z Buccaneer. Will the religions rival each other in belief, or are they all just completely different and unrelated?
They're all related.
They're all related.
Yep. We're talking about a pantheon here, not necessarily like separate religions. They're all kind of offshoots of who is the better god, or who is the god who identifies best with you.
And I think that another thing about our pantheon to note is that each god kind of has a specific realm that they relate to in the world and its creation.
Right.
Like, what are they responsible
What
for?
facet of the world are they part of?
Yeah.
And which part of that do you identify most
Right.
with? So think of it less like different religions, but different aspects of religions, you know?
Yeah. I think we mentioned last time it's the ice cream truck.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot.
You scared me.
I can't. I thought I heard it.
I saw the
cannot
blank
believe
stare.
I'm hearing the scream every time. All right, sorry.
But I think we mentioned last time that there's no direct like combativeness between the religions. It's more so incentive player based. So
Right.
There is going to be, in regards to development, some competition perhaps between the followers of different
Right,
religions
right.
in progressing them across the world.
If a node gets built
Yes.
and that node has a temple slot,
Exactly.
and there's only one temple slot, whose religion gets that temple built?
right.
It stopped right
So
outside there.
It did. It's stopping right
It knows.
It's
can
waiting for you,
it can
Steven.
Look
It's
at,
calling you.
he is standing there.
It knows your weakness.
Should I go get some?
You could.
Really?
If you want. I
In the
mean,
middle of the stream? No, I can't do that. Okay, sorry about that. So those are good questions. Oh, another thing about our pantheon of gods is that there are antagonists. And in the, how far should we get into
Well,
this?
I don't know. I don't
Let's
know.
be careful.
Yeah, I don't think
know.
you need to.
Really?
I can
Okay.
wait till
Get
later.
ice cream.
Really?
Yeah, they said go get it.
I can't. He ran
Oh,
away.
that's too late.
He's driving away.
We could take a video of you running after him.
No. I don't need that in my life right now. Okay.
should we get some Twitch ones or
No.
no? I
Yeah, we
mean,
should get some Twitch ones.
some Twitch questions.
Oh, Twitch questions. I thought you said get Twitch the ice cream. I didn't know that's
The
possible.
music at the beginning, is that ours? And
Is what? Say again?
the music that was
Yeah.
played on the beginning, is that ours?
Uh-huh.
They want to know who did it.
We will reveal more about our music in the future. Very near future.
Can they-
Next question. What?
Did you repeat what I said so they could hear? Because they can't hear me.
Oh, it's okay. We'll go to the next one.
Okay. Will there be a level cap?
Will there be a level cap?
Manga fee.
Did you say manga P?
Manga Thief. Will there be a level cap?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. But that's in regards to also like different progression paths, right? Like
Right.
we have a level cap in adventuring class, and then we have like hierarchical social paths that
sure.
exist within different organizations.
Right. There's all sorts of ways you can progress.
Right.
But like if you're talking about like the strict adventuring kind of classic, yeah, there's
Right.
a cap there.
Yep. Okay. Next one.
Elven string. Can we completely cover our characters' bodies in tattoos?
Can we cover our
Elven
characters'
string.
bodies in tattoos?
Like a full body.
Like
sleeve?
one tattoo?
I mean, that wasn't what we had in mind.
But
But I
I'm trying to
don't
think about the
see-
character creation suite, like if that would be
Right.
applicable. Could you?
I
mean, we could.
would.
You could technically make it that it would be like a brush you could put on the character, and you could just completely brush the body with it, right?
No, you'd
No, it'd
want
be-
more like a because you want it to like fit the character.
Right.
So what we'd probably do is we could either make like sleeves you put on different parts of your body, right, and create your own kind of full body sleeve out of parts, or we could make composed like finished sleeves for the whole body, and then just give you a couple of options there.
Okay.
That's not what we were intending, but it's something we can really think about.
Yeah.
Got it.
I've never seen
That
it
was
in
an
a game,
interesting
but
question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Let's see.
Nice.
Question from Discord. Do we have evil gods or demonic beings to worship?
Well, that was a
Logical next step to
Yeah,
the
I guess
whole
so.
Pantheon question. So I guess we'll just give a little bit of a reveal.
Okay,
in
so
regards
this
to that.
relates back to the previous question that I said we shouldn't talk about, and now we're going to talk about.
No, it's not a little bit.
We'll talk about it a little bit.
So, the beginning of the creation of this universe that exists within Ashes of Creation was a result of a group of gods, of beings. There were 10 of them, and there was a celestial struggle in this world, in this universe, that resulted in a fraction of those gods.
Yeah.
And there exists within this story two components of good and evil. so to speak.
Yeah.
And it's potentially possible for some storylines to relate to that evil path if a character should choose to.
It's a darker path.
Exactly.
It's not necessarily
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't.
evil,
yeah.
but it's dark. And
pretty evil,
it's probably evil, yeah.
But yes, to a short answer to that question, there is absolutely a darker path that you could walk should you choose.
Right.
Definitely a different worldview.
Yes, different worldview. Okay, Deadly asks, do you like cookies?
Yes, actually, cookies
Not big.
are.
You don't like cookies.
Yeah,
You
I don't
like
like
cookies?
Not
You know,
big.
when I eat a big bowl of ramen,
Ooh,
the thing I want most afterwards is a chocolate chip cookie.
how interesting
I
is
love
that?
chocolate chip cookies.
That's strange.
So good.
I like macadamia nut cookies.
I'm not a fan.
Wow.
The macadamia nuts kind of take away from the rest of the cookie.
No, they add to it.
And it's a nut. I don't want
definitely
to eat
adds
a nut
to
in my cookie.
What are you talking about? That's like the best part of cookies. Unbelievable. Just when I thought I knew you. Some testing 2521995 asks, some gameplay, please. And I do believe actually we will be showing our additional freeholds. I think our Empyrean Elf.
Yeah, the Imperial
Freeholds.
Elves, yeah.
Yeah, the Empyrean Elf freeholds will be showing here momentarily. In addition, I think we'll be releasing a freehold in-game look on YouTube after the stream. That's just going to show some of the Kalar and Empyrean freeholds. So, yes, friend, gameplay. T-Elf asks, will you discuss banking if there will be shared spaces between alts?
Shared spaces between alts.
So
that-
you're going to have an account management page that, especially for like Kickstarter items, you'll be able to assign certain items to specific characters, right? And you could move those items if you wished between the characters. Of course, it's only going to be applicable to one at a time.
Right.
So there's that kind of thing.
But yeah, as far as banking between characters is probably not going to.
I don't think we have necessarily an answer for that yet.
Yeah.
I think that's something.
Yeah, we'll stay away from
Something
that
we're
for now.
working on.
It's something we're looking at or still discussing. Okay. Let us see this one. ISS asks, the International Space Station,
Yep.
can the cleric skills do extra damage to corrupted monsters/players? Huh.
That was something that we alluded to. I can't remember. I think it was in a dev blog. I think. I can't remember. I remember writing this, but yeah, that's kind of one of the cleric's utility skills off the top. Is that they are. They have control over life, right? Which gives them control over the status of that life, which also keys into corruption. So you'll be seeing stuff like that.
Okay. Nozoki asks, will you go for bikini plate armor for females?
God, no.
Personally, I'm more of the mind that it wouldn't really serve a purpose to have bikini plate armor just in like reality. Like, if you're going to have armor, it should be protective. And I think from a fashion statement, it's enjoyable for some people, but it's a kind of immersive issue to have bikini.
It really depends on what your flavor is, right? And we're going for kind of a more realistic look.
Right.
Not necessarily realistic setting, but kind of we want our characters to have weight and kind of feel like, they're there and that this could possibly maybe be an alternate world somewhere. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question. It's hard to. This thing keeps moving so fast.
I've got a few from Matthew.
Okay.
Okay. Sure.
Let's see. Mick Cheshire asks, will each race have their own armor and weapon appearances?
The answer to that is yes.
Yes. So armor sets or armor pieces are going to have unique. They're going to be somewhat similar in the sense of maybe color scheme or reflective of what that set
thing is, right? Plate armor is going to look like plate armor, but
Exactly.
plate armor on an Imperial elf is going to look different than plate armor on
Pyre or
Right.
Kalar. So yeah, different races are going to reflect different armor. The armor, same pieces of armor differently.
yeah.
Okay. And the Gamer Kid 118 asks, how does the subtype of race affect gameplay?
So it affects gameplay in quite a few different ways. One of the main primary ways is how it affects your class. You will get racially aspected abilities based on your class.
And augments.
And augments. And then also your stats grow in different ways based on what race
you're going to have base stats that are different among the races, and you're also going to have stat growth, as you said, that are going to be different as your character progresses. And those augments will come into pretty big play, I think.
Right. And also the appearance and the NPCs that are available in nodes changes based on what race has contributed the most to that node.
I have one that sounds really cool to me.
Okay, go for it.
Macaduper asks,
Macaduper.
if a guild all bought monster coins, would they all be able to turn into monsters and wreak havoc?
No. So another question that was asked in regards to our monster coin system. So owning a monster coin does not entitle you to spawn a monster at will.
Right.
Monster coin events will occur triggered by different things in the world, whether the encroachment of nodes into a certain area, or the successful defeat of a boss, or the building of a certain type of building within a node. There are a lot of different triggers that spawn these events within the world. And when the event spawns, people who own monster coins will be in a queue based on what ID is associated with the monster coin. So it's going to be difficult for groups to time their events together unless they acquired the monster coins at around the same time.
And event triggers that can handle everybody.
Exactly. Yes. In addition, monster coin events, they don't grant any advantage for certain players. They have cosmetic rewards for both the defenders and the attackers, and that's something that we wanted to make sure was specific to the monster coin, so that there was no pay-to-win element there and that kind of stuff. We're very well aware that systems, if they can be gamed, they will be gamed, and we're making sure to develop the monster coin system so that there is no potential for gaming there. You cannot use your monster coins for an event that is reacting to a node of which you're a citizen of, if a player doesn't use a monster coin during these events, they're run by the AI naturally.
Right. These are events that would occur regardless of whether or not you had a monster coin. It's just you get to kind of ride them. Think of them like we all know what public quests are, right? And that's kind of like where our event system comes from. Is that kind of an idea? So think of it like I am part of a public quest, and now I am riding one of those monsters in that public quest.
All right.
Cool.
All right. Boy, man, this thing doesn't stop moving. Let's see. Okay, don't move. Patheros asks, how will the difficulty/level of monsters be determined? Will it differ between location, or will it be based on the level of a node?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Yeah,
Right.
a little bit of both.
So I think you're going to see in the world, naturally, there will be locations that are going to have a mix of different levels of monsters and difficulty levels. And then those spawn tables relate to the development of nearby nodes. So as nodes develop, they'll be changing the spawn tables around them to reflect their further development in the world, presenting new and more difficult dangers that the players can participate in.
Yeah, and our zones really aren't separated out by like levels.
Right.
So, as you go out in the world, you're not going to find the level 10 zone, the level 15 zone, level 20 zone. When you go through the zone, you're going to see different sized creatures and different level creatures kind of all over the place. So it's something that you're going to have to be careful going out in the world. You'll probably see some cool things that you can't take on right now, but that's okay.
And it kind of came from a place of trying to eliminate, drawing a line for you guys just to follow, instead making it a little bit more mysterious.
Okay, question from Vala. For crafting, will recipes be automatically learned, or will we go out and find the recipes? I think you're going to be finding the recipes for the most part. And one cool thing, remember your discussion about royalties?
Yeah.
That might
I did.
be. You want to talk about that a little bit? Maybe?
I don't know, because that's not confirmed.
Well, it's not confirmed, but we can speculate.
Yeah.
They like speculation. right?
Okay, yeah. So we talked about having, yeah.
Look at coaxing it out.
So we talked about having this idea where if somebody discovers a recipe, they get kind of exclusive access to that recipe for a given amount of time, kind of similar to a patent. And then they can license that recipe out to other crafters so that they can use the recipe. And then eventually that timer runs out and then everybody can use it. But we wanted to kind of reward people for experimentation and kind of going out in the world and finding something new.
And let's say you come across a boss and you get that rare, kind of drop from that boss, and you want to disassemble it so you can replicate it or whatever, and you get that rare recipe.
Right.
You license it out, taking a cut of some of the fees associated that you can potentially adjust.
Right.
And you collect income from that too.
Yeah. So that's something we're talking about. That's not in any way, shape, or form confirmed. But it is something that we thought was interesting and something that would be
Hey, I like it.
pretty doable. So
I love it.
take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Do we want to show some of the gameplay footage now? We can show some of the. Okay, so this is the Empyrean Elven Freehold.
Do you want to do a raffle right before then?
What?
Raffle? We haven't done the beginning raffle.
Oh, we didn't do the beginning raffle, so we'll also do the raffle now while we're watching this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Raffle.
Raffle. All right. So, let's keep asking questions. Dude. I don't think there's any music to this.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, okay. Nice. I like it. Very, very nice. Question from Sanctum Trollmander. How will we know how much we need of X item / resource to build / level the node?
You're not really going to.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to know how close the node is. I mean, that's part of the competitive nature of the node system. Right? Different people have different resources invested in nodes progressing, and it would be a little gamey if you could know exactly what was necessary at that point, because that would disincentivize people from participating.
You'll be able to see sort of like the relative, growth of the node, but you're not going to really be able to track, exactly what percentage, what item gave you, or what this monster kill gave it. That's all going to be stuff that's going to be not observable.
So, Goat asks, and there's a little goat emote on his question, which I love, because I love goats. Will there be any server versus server PvP, the best from all servers becoming the quote-unquote hero of their main goat class? So it's something we've definitely discussed in regards to specifically like the arena system being cross-server, and even potentially one of the contenders for our military metropolis unique benefits would be access to a kind of hero system-based cross-server competition for specific archetypes. But we're still in discussions about that. There's a lot of contenders for that role. But yeah, we definitely like the cross-server play. I think it's cool because it is something that players get to participate in.
It's just a large exposure, right? Like you get to kind of interact with other people that you wouldn't normally get to interact with, and we think that's cool. And of course, when you're talking about arena play, especially like one server might not be able to support that depending on what's going on with it, but across all the servers, then we've got a really great pool for matchmaking and all of that.
Absolutely, and we want to have a lot of good matchmaking. Okay. Question. All right, here we go.
I'm not going to
When do you think, okay, question from Desmineth. When do you think you will have your royal and above pledgers come to visit the studios?
That's a really good question.
I'm excited about that, actually.
I can't wait, actually.
I don't know when, though. That's a good question. It's something we're going to have to, we're going to be in communication with those pledgers.
Because we want everybody to kind of be able to do it.
And we'll probably have a couple of dates, too, so that we could have maybe 2 groups, because I know we have a lot of pledgers at that level, too. And at least then that gives people a wider range to choose from and stuff like that. But we're definitely going to be in communications with those people to get that.
Yeah, because it's not going to be just our schedule, it's going to be their schedule, too. And
Exactly.
make sure that nobody loses out on that. So.
And I'm very excited about that. We've had some random visitors already, actually.
Yes, we have. We've had some people say hello to us.
Yes. Let's see here. Will underground nodes, okay, this is from D.I. Dalla, AOC Buffbot. What?
No such thing as a buff bot.
Yeah, there's no Buffbot.
It's not going to happen.
Will underground nodes use the same caravan routes as above ground nodes, or will they be underground as well?
They will be underground as well, and we want to make it so that potential routes go underground.
Oh yeah.
There be advantages and disadvantages to doing that. It's a little bit dangerous, but also might be safer at the same time. So, so yeah, there's some fun stuff we're going to do with that.
Yes, underground for sure. Okay, here we go. We have another question. Birch Tree. Will users be able to purchase party items from the cash shop, such as fireworks, water toys?
Oh yeah, totally.
Perhaps a temporary repel effect if monsters,
I don't know
for
about that.
monsters if they wanted. I can't see because it keeps bouncing. Wanted to host a picnic or some such.
Yeah, so definitely for a lot of those fun event kind of
Fireworks,
things.
yeah.
Not for repelling monsters.
Yeah,
that's
that
not
would
going
be
to show up there.
gameplay specific. Like
But yeah, we're totally gonna have a lot of social stuff for people to do. Fireworks are big.
love
Picnics
the
are a great
social.
idea. I didn't really think about that. I've been thinking in terms of like camps and stuff. But going out and having a picnic with a couple of people would be pretty rad.
That'd be pretty cool.
So
Okay. Let's see. Question from Almers. Can you be a good tank without using a shield, like a Shadow Knight in EQ2 or a Dread Knight in Vanguard?
yeah,
Like an evasion tank.
Yeah,
and-
totally. We're building around kind of like lots of different options for that. A bit like Steven said, evasion tanks, control tanks, shield tanks. There's going to be a good mix of all that, and then subclass will also determine a role in that too. Tanks will not be forced to have a shield, but it will definitely be a viable option.
This is a good question. From Make MMOs Great Again. How come Steven only steals Jeff's water, but will not touch Peter's water? What has Peter done to his water to make you avoid it?
You'll notice that I'm sitting on this side. I'm not sitting on that side.
Right.
Well, I think that's one of the great life mysteries, and
What's in the
might
box?
even be lore specific.
Wow. Big reveal. Big if true.
It's just closer. It's just closer. And Peter drinks so much coffee that I feel he needs the water.
I need to hydrate. I definitely need to hydrate. So,
You know, there's that. Okay. Yogurt. Will players gathering and building a village purely out of freeholds be viable?
So I mean, that's going to be sort of more of a player story kind of thing. Like, yes, you can have a bunch of friends all build freeholds in the same place,
But
it's not going to be a village
Right, not
in
a
the
node
sense that
village.
we use it in
Nodes.
discussions here. Yeah.
Yeah. No, node villages. I mean, the most important thing about a freehold also is that you actually cannot place a freehold unless you have a village stage node or above.
Right.
So, you know, the node mechanics work outside of that, but you could, as you said, you know, RP, cosmetic, whatever, place those freeholds in some kind of closer proximity,
Right.
and that's your de facto village area. Okay, Dozer26 asks, am I able to start up a tavern on a ship?
Oh,
Like a riverboat,
like a riverboat.
casino
Okay.
or something.
Okay, Dozer.
Well, I'm just getting excited. I'm sorry.
no, that's awesome. That's totally awesome. I mean, it's not something that, again, I considered, but I
Right.
mean,
Could you have a party boat ship?
we should totally have a party boat.
We should think about that.
We should totally have a party boat.
I love that thought, Dozer. We're
That
gonna
is
we're gonna
interesting.
think about that.
I want the person who makes the party boat charge a little entry fee.
Right.
We take them out on a cruise.
Right. Come
They go see
back.
some whales. They come back.
That
it would be
sounds
awesome.
awesome. Oh my gosh.
take some
We're
Twitch?
gonna think about this.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
we should take some
Twitch.
Twitch.
Do we have some Twitch ones?
Okay.
Sorry, Discord's right here, so it's
I
really
know, it's so much
for us to
easier. You don't want to
default.
neglect you guys.
But if you're on Twitch and you're not on Discord, you should go get on Discord because there's a lot of information there. You know, we're on Discord a lot, and
It's a
it's
great
easier
community.
than Twitch.
But
but we're going to
But
answer.
also subscribe on Twitch and
Oh
follow
yeah,
us
for
on
sure.
Right, true.
Well, you have to watch us. Yeah. Subscribe on Twitch.
I like that.
Mel Ite asks, what role will alliances play in regards to guild wars and castle sieges?
What roles will guilds play?
Alliances. play.
Alliances
Alliances play.
In castle sieges
and guild wars.
and guild wars.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
It's all on how you use it.
Right, it
it's-
depends.
It's how you want to leverage that alliance, basically.
And there are some alliance mechanics that are going to be at play as well. Like, you will have alliance indicators where you can invite guilds into the alliance, so to speak, and it will show you as a part of an alliance. And there could be there's going to be some mechanics at play there that could have even alliance wars, so to speak, a war between guilds and a war between alliances, maybe. I think we're going to discuss a little bit more about those systems when we delve into that blog about guild wars. We're going to talk about alliances and that. What else?
Any more?
Croncality asks, will there be flying mounts in any form?
Will there be
No.
flying mounts in
No,
any
there's
form?
flying mounts. There's a dragon that is claimable by kings and queens of castles and mayors of metropolises. In addition, there may be a very rare drop that comes from epic world bosses that may have an egg that's a timed dragon, so that a few players in addition in the world may have access to those, but it would die after a period of time.
Right.
And if you lose your king or queen position or your mayor's position, you lose access to the dragon.
Generally, flying is not something that we're going to be doing in this game, and there's a lot of reasons for that. Some of it is economic, some of it is just we create this really great looking world,
Right.
and we don't want you flying over all the time.
Yeah.
So everything kind of happens on the ground, and making kind of a flying game kind of changes that in our approach. So
Right. That's why we reserved it to very few people per server, which is also going to make it a lot more meaningful when those flying dragons come into play for certain events and stuff. It's a cool objective to have there. Okay, question. Here we go. Sir lags a lot. Nice
It's a
name.
great name.
If AOC becomes a huge hit,
which it will.
which it looks like it will, do you think you will bring it to console for people who don't play on PC?
I think we had touched on that one.
Yeah, we touched on this a little bit. Obviously our goal with Ashes is very specific to getting out a perfectly built game to PC first and foremost.
Right.
That is our dedicated focus. What that brings in the future after that comes to be, in regards to console, whether the franchise moves in a console direction with a single-player RPG or something else, that's a different question.
I mean, it's also, you kind of look at like how Xbox is now adapting official keyboard and mouse support. That makes it a lot easier for us to consider a port.
Yeah.
So it's something that it's always in the back of our head. We know there's a huge audience out there. But yeah, right now we are fully 100% committed to PC and Windows first.
Dirty
Dreamcast Master Race.
Dirty Sloth 94 asks, how will the new race that we may unlock, which it's looking like it may be today, interact with the other races? Will they be able to go to the surface, and will they be hostile or friendly? Well, I think that's up to the player of the character.
Yeah, up to the player.
There's no factions, and this race absolutely is going to be able to go to the surface,
Maybe
and vice versa.
Maybe they don't get that it's a player race. It's a player race.
Yeah,
I mean, that we should I don't know if they. I don't know if that's where they hang up.
Player race. No, but vice versa, you can go to the surface, they can come to you. It's all part of that Underrealm expanse, and it's just going to be like any other race in regards to affiliations. It's going to be up to the player to make those. Okay. Let's see. Question from. Gosh, it keeps moving. Here we go. Wait, let's just pause this. I can't.
Jen, you got a Twitch one?
Yep.
Yes. Denixta13 asks, will we ever do a meet and greet for fans?
A meet and greet?
Of course.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be at. We are going to be at PAX West this year.
PAX Prime.
PAX Prime.
PAX Prime. PAX West, PAX Prime. And that's in September, first week of September?
First week of September.
Yep. So that's going to be fun. Oh,
yeah.
did we just officially make that announcement?
Oh, we did.
Well, it's out the bag.
Okay, official announcement.
See you there.
I'm gonna send out a press release.
So yeah, we'll probably be hitting up a lot of the major conferences, and who knows what the future will bring, right? If we blow doors off on the first day of our launch, then we'll probably have a fanfare of our own. We'll do stuff like that. Yeah.
Zap asks, what happens if I breed a horse with a turtle?
What?
I can't
Horse?
You get a horse or you get a hurdle.
Horrible. Okay, we can go with that.
That's a great question, Zap.
Bringing the hard ones, right?
Bringing the hard ones. So I guess specifically, animal husbandry related breeding are going to have different classes of mounts that are going to be breedable.
Yeah.
And
We're not going to be creating griffins and stuff out of things, Like, as cool as that would be, we're
not going down like the chimera route.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Although, honestly,
There will probably be chimera-type creatures.
a hordle would be so cool.
A hordle
though.
would be very cool, but
And it would be much more comfortable because you'd have a firm, saddle
yeah,
area.
no, you could build like a little house on
Right?
it.
I'm trying to imagine, and can you
It
picture
would have turtle legs, but with a horse head and a
It's just
turtle
messed
back.
up.
Okay.
With the horse's like mane and tail. That'd be
I'm-
interesting.
I'm
Let's
on
do
board.
it. We'll get Jeff the concept artist on that. Okay. Arteron asks, what about Underrealm nodes? If it exists, how will it be sieged? Well,
Same
they
way.
do, they
Same
do
way.
exist, first of all. They're not,
Right.
they're in the game. And
Thanks to you guys.
Yes, absolutely. And they'll be sieged the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, terrain-wise, it'll be a little bit different, but
Right.
not terribly different. It just
It's still going to be balanced with the other
Yeah.
sieges, yeah. Okay, question from Mick Stackerson. Can summoners fuse with their summons?
Ooh, synthesis.
Like a
summoner.
synthesis summoner. Ooh, that was such a...
overpowered piece of.
Wow! Okay. Wow! I couldn't help it that I was a venerable elf with a synthesis powers.
Right. Can't sleep.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I couldn't sleep, exactly. No, to answer your question, I don't think we're, outside of the siege one where you can fuse with the thing, I don't think we're going to have like an Eidolon fused. I mean, I don't know.
Probably not.
We don't
It's
have
not
that,
something that's
no.
currently in the cards, I guess.
Right.
So.
Here we go. Let's say, okay, cuddly stabbings. That's a little bit of an
That's kind of
a little bit of an oxymoron. All right, let's say you are Elven, and are you stuck, quote unquote, with only Elven armor style, weapons, and freeholds, or can you choose what style you want between the races? So armor, well, weapons aren't going to be reflective necessarily of races, but armor will have some reflect of the race. Freeholds, you can choose any type of blueprints you want.
You are not locked into your race
Yeah,
creating
right.
any specific type of house.
Agreed.
There's a path to making it look
Yeah.
however you want. Yeah.
All right. How about Twitch ones? We got some more Twitch ones?
Yeah, we have a couple there, and then we need to start switching gears to the forum questions.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
From Checkerge, is node citizenship necessary? Will you miss out by not choosing one? AKA, can you be homeless, treat every node as their enemy, become an outlaw, and raid and plunder for your own gain?
So the first part of that question is, do you have to declare citizenship? No,
not.
you do not. Will you be missing out on certain things if you're not a citizen? Yes, there are certain citizenship things you'll be missing out on if you choose not to be a citizen.
But you won't be paying taxes. so
Exactly,
you'll
you won't have to
more
pay
money.
taxes, yeah. And then can you just be a bandit and a, what'd you
Yeah.
call it the other stream? Something hobo?
Murder.
A murder hobo. Could you be that? Well, I guess.
It's not an easy life.
It's
Right.
a hard knock life.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
But I mean, you could do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Questo asks, can you tell us more about mounts, such as can they die, and if so, are they lost forever?
No.
I know we've answered this, but I know some people are new, and this
Yeah,
is
if
like a
people are
really
concerned about
sensitive
that, you're never going to lose a mount forever. Wait, I should never say never.
Should never say.
Should never say never, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head where you would lose your mount forever.
Well,
Do
you
it-
guys
do it
mentioned
aloud.
Hold on.
The dragon.
The dragon is absolutely a mount that you can lose if you're no longer king, queen, or mayor. In addition,
You gotta
there
think about
may
that
be
not exactly as like a mount though. Like that's almost like a special superpower, more than like.
It is outside the realm of mounts
in the
a little
classic
bit.
Yeah.
sense, probably not, but there. I mean, we may expand.
It is a thing you ride that you can lose.
Yes, that's good. But outside, there may be epic time mounts as well. We may go down a little bit further that road, not just having the dragon ones, but you could have mounts be an epic drop that would be timed as well. So there could be timed mounts, but traditional mounts that you retrieve in the game will not be killable, so to speak. However, you may, well, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, traditionally, no.
On that note, can you breed those special mounts in the animal husbandry system?
Which special mounts?
Such as dragons or the ones you're talking about with the.
No,
Okay.
you cannot breed those.
That's what I mean by them not being
Right.
mounted.
They're a little bit
can
outside.
breed specially, very rare tameable animals that you can find out in the wild that are
Right.
rare, and that falls into that system of like exploring the breeding tree.
Okay.
Do we want to move to
Oh
forums?
yeah, we can move to
15 minutes?
forums. Sorry, 15 minutes. Okay, let's move to forum questions.
Should I do my phone?
Sure.
Okay.
Really? Just 12.
I got him, Michael.
Yeah.
I just got to scroll a little bit. Okay.
Perone.
Oh, you got him up there too?
Oh, those
you
are
can
the
just take
last
'em.
ones. You can go
I'll
ahead.
take them. Okay, Perone. Will there be a mechanism to transfer a guild leadership role to someone else in the guild if the leader doesn't come online in a certain period of time?
That's something we've been talking about.
Without the guild leader doing it himself?
Right, as if they went
When a guild gets
inactive,
kind of
or-
abandoned by their
Leader.
guild leader,
Right.
it
and they
kind of
have-
dies
Yeah, it kind of dies.
traditionally.
So yeah, we've been talking about that. It's tough though because there's a lot of abuse that can happen with that. So it's something we're not really ready to talk about now. It's something that it's a problem we're aware of, and it's a problem that we're working on a solution for, but we're not quite there yet.
Okay, Crispy. Will there be an arena for guild versus guild?
Arena for guild. Yeah, the open world.
The world is your arena.
The world
right?
is your arena. No, I don't think not an arena specifically for guild versus guild.
Okay.
There's team battles.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah, you could utilize the team battle system.
we were
Like if we had a 5v5, if we were talking about how in the 5v5 arena, you could enter the matchmaking as a team to face other teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I guess would be your de facto kind of guild arena.
Azural. Will there be collection quests / side activities in Ashes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Easy one.
Skyborn. If I have a freehold on a land that is primarily elven, can I change my freehold to look like another race's instead? So he said yes to
Yeah.
that, sorry. Aeon Oron. How impactful are the social organizations going to be? For instance, are they always at war with each other? Can a member of the Traders Company freely kill a member of the Thieves Guild, etc.? So basically, are there de facto pitted
factions, right?
Where it's open, no.
which is, yeah.
Again, it's going to be more like the
Political intrigue.
the religion system where they have goals, they're going to be working towards their goals. Sometimes two organizations' goals might not align with each other,
Right.
and there'll be conflict there, but it's not going to be like everybody in the Traders Guild is at war with everybody in the Thieves Guild.
Right.
It's going to be up to the players to kind of decide.
But the
what
player's
those
going to be
conflicts
faced
will
with
be like.
options of their incentive versus another person's incentives, and that's kind of where a lot of it comes from.
It'll be more of an intrigue kind of war than
Right.
it would be an open, like, I'm going to kill you because you're a traitor. And I'm a thief, and that's what we do.
Right.
Right. Traders Guild might want to work with Thieves Guild.
Exactly.
sometimes.
The
They gotta
Trolls
move
Creed.
that loop,
Can you own a business? Can you own a business change across nodes such as a chain? Okay, gotcha. Can you own business chains across nodes such as a chain of inns or stores? So can you have franchises almost? Like, can you have,
You can only have one freehold. So the answer to that, like off the top of like the mechanics, is no. But there's no reason why you couldn't license your name to somebody else who also has a freehold and who also has an inn, and work together to create a system like that. That's totally possible.
Okay, Zesty. How many players will be able to be rendered on screen at a time? How will this affect large-scale player battles such as sieges?
So I think one of the cool things about Unreal is you have a lot of mechanics for client side to render what they kind of want
Right.
to render.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, that's kind of outside of like what our network is capable of. That's kind of up to the client. We try to make it as easy as possible for the client to handle as many as we want to throw at them. So I mean,
It's going to be a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
We don't have hard numbers yet, but we've gotten quite a few characters on screen at the same time without too much impact. So we're doing
and
well
that's
on
at
that
this
side.
early. Right.
Yeah.
That's only going to grow.
So Tefra, will ships be player craftable?
Yes.
You said, yep. Okay.
Pretty much anything in the world that you're like is constructed or is built or is all going to be done by the players.
Samuel Lancaster, will there be a scribe or anything similar?
Scribe as in like scrolls and
Right,
stuff?
like scrolls or books or I guess anything that contains writing. I would.
They want to be able to collect information about the events of the world as they see it from their point of view. For instance, nodes leveling up. They want to be able to take that information down and be the one to distribute it.
To
So like
document it,
a
yes.
self-written
document.
journal.
Yeah. Books and
That's cool. I like that.
Okay, Hero Sai. Will there be a chance for a summoner to tame an epic boss and replace/add them to his or her summon? Little strong. Little strong,
The
but
summoner inside me wants to say yes. But,
I was just going to say, if anybody said yes to that, it would be Steven.
oh, man. No. You're not going to be able to tame an epic world boss and make them your summon.
We might be able to do something with appearances, though.
Oh, appearances
Right.
for sure.
Yeah.
We plan to have a very extensive appearance shop when it comes to like what you're capable of doing with your summons and stuff. But like literally claiming a boss and saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
Right.
I have the boss now."
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I am the captain.
Although the appearance of the boss, like a mini boss,
Yeah.
that's cool.
That's what I was, yeah.
Yeah, like I like that. I played a previous game where you could do that. You had to like net it. And it was like your little baby one that walked right around.
Grisu, will there be other pack mounts besides the Kickstarter Moonstrider?
Yes.
Vorch21, will there be some kind of equipment penalty system for different types of armor, such as run speed/casting speed/dodge?
Yes. So it's not really a penalty, right? It's more of what am I giving up to gain? Right. Lighter armor is more mobile armor. Heavier armor is less mobile armor. But in exchange for that, right, you gain more longevity, more effective HP, that kind of stuff. So
Zenpai, will players be able to choose different voices for their characters?
That's interesting. I played an MMO where you got to choose your voice. There's a few of them that have that. You
Yeah.
get to choose your voice and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. I think so.
Usually for a few presets for that kind of thing.
Right.
Zilphiel, will currencies have in-game weight?
no.
The currency will not. No.
No.
Purple Bangled Tigers. Can a,
That's a really cool name, by the way.
can a single player advance a node if no one else is around? Just gonna take you a long time.
Like, you could conceivably do that.
Nodes
but-
are meant to be community driven.
Yeah, it's meant to be community driven. You could conceivably level a node by yourself, but it would take a really long time.
I think like last time we mentioned when we give those type of kind of raw
Numbers.
time numbers,
Right.
we're thinking as an average player base contributing to that.
Correct.
So,
Right.
if you slide that scale of players down, the other one goes way up.
It's safe to say, though, expectations wise, no, a single player will not be able to level up a node.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you've got a lot of
So
time.
you got a lot.
I mean, players are determined, right? There's always that guy out
There
there.
you go. There's a guy that's going to try.
Probably will do it.
You'd
be surprised.
Like a merchant level? First stage? All right. So, is that all our questions from the forums?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Next week, we are on Tuesdays and Thursday
Yep.
at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So, be aware of that. And
Remember, Thursday is our last day, so it's
know.
time to get everybody on board.
I can't believe Thursday is our last
I
day.
know.
It's been like 2 years this has been running.
Like 5, I think.
5 years? 5 years Kickstarter?
Yeah.
Wow. We're having a lot of fun. We're
It's a
having a
lot of
blast. Right?
Yeah.
We're having a lot of fun. And, keep doing what you're doing. Get that word out there. We love your guys' support. It makes
You
us...
guys have been an amazing player base. It's
Absolutely.
incredible.
Absolutely. We cannot wait to get this show on the road, get that game out there to you, and just see where we can take it together. So thank you guys for tuning in. We love you all, and we will see you on Tuesday. Have an awesome weekend.
Yep, have a
We'll
good
chat with
Memorial
you
Day.
guys soon.
Bye,
Later,
everybody.
guys.
Bye.
Doot, doot, doot.